Hello and welcome to F4. We're driving at Zandvoort today and it's looking pretty dry at the moment. We're going through all the drivers now and we have a few new drivers here. It's Wee Jaggy is joining the grid. So welcome Wee Jaggy. Rob, our reserve driver, is back for this race as well. Well, the first drivers are going out now on their out lap. Well, our championship leader Vico isn't attending this race. That might give Fingerhook the chance to close the gap in the championship today. With also Rigby, who had a strong performance last weekend in Belgium. And Tom H, the other Alfa Romeo, the teammate of Vico. A great team. Looking very, very strong in the constructors in F4. Well, De Pacqua is also a driver to watch. I've been doing some great improvements throughout the season, so let's see what he can do. And our other championship contender is Ari Gustavo. Missed the last race, so he'll definitely go and close the gap on Vico as well. And I think it's Wee Jaggy who is going on his hot lap at the moment. Let's stay with him for now. Good clean first corner. A little bit wide there. Looking pretty strong out of that chicane. Track limits are not really a pain here, so keeping it on track will not be too hard. Well, we have a Red Bull in front of him. Hopefully he isn't in his way. Oh, let's have a look at Wee Jaggy, our debutant of this weekend. What can he do in the Force India? And he's followed by Rob, I believe, or Tom. And Tom goes to a 1:11.3. Let's have a look. One of the Haases. Badal is setting a time at the moment. Let's see what he can do. 1:13.1. Well, Fingerhook is the first one within the 1:10s. A good job from Fingerhook here. Well, Ivesk is having a 13.8. And Mr. Silence with a great time. Let's have a look at Rob, purple sector 2. Next one to cross the line. And we have yellow. And there goes Rob with a 1:10.4. A Dutch driver, Rob. Good time from Rob here. Let's have a look. Well, Ari Gustavo is the first one within the 1:9s. What can Chardy do? Not a purple sector. And New Squid is on the medium tire. The 1:14.0. Well, Chardy is also on a lap. Let's see what he can do in the Mercedes. Good clean sector 3 there. What can Charlie do? He is P8 for now. And Rigby goes P7. So a strong time from Ari Gustavo. The only one within the 1:9s. So he's definitely on a So Vico, I think your gap with Eric Gustavo is going to be a lot smaller after this weekend. I see you were watching, so. And is Ruo setting another time? No, he isn't. Finishes the top 10. And what is Wyman doing? Did he set a purple sector 1, or is it the game was just buggy at the moment? Let's see what the teammate of Charlie, Wyman Gaches, can do. A little bit wide. Missed his braking point there. Oh, and he invalidated his lap. Unfortunate for Wyman. Oh, is he going for another lap? He might go for another lap. Oh, but that one is also invalidated, so he might just go for some track time here. And Charlie is not improving as well, also going for some track time. Same as Ivesk. And the constructors, how are the constructor standings at the moment, with Alfa Romeo leading with a lot of points? I think more than almost 40 points in the constructors. Well, Ferrari, AlphaTauri and Williams are really close. And also the Mercedes team, who did a great job last weekend with Charlie winning in Spa. So it's going to be a very interesting race, because we already had a lot of winners in this series in F4. Mr. Silence is also back on the grid, so let's see what he can do today. Missed the last 2 races. Let's have a look at one of the Renaults. Not sure if Ivesk is setting a lap at the moment. Finger hook improved. I'm sorry I missed that. One of the Alfa Romeos, Tom H, is improving by 2/10. Let's see what he can do. And he improved. Goes P5. Let's see, the Parkway last corner on the main straight. Let's see what he can do in the Renault. Is he improving? Yes, he is, by 7/10. What a great lap from Da Parkway. Big improvements from him. And let's have a look at Mr. Silence. Is also really quick and goes 3rd fastest. 4/10 up on his time. And Ruo improved. So hard to follow everything. And let's see, I think it's Rob who is the first one to set a lap. Oh, missed the braking point there. Let's see if Rob in the Alfa Romeo can improve. And only by 5. Not a lot improvement by Rob. Rigby also improved to P6 now. And it's... let's see, new squid is. Oh, and we have a yellow. There's a spinner. Okay, let's see who is on a hot lap at the moment. Charlie is going on a hot lap. Let's have a look at Noob Squid is in the McLaren. I think he's the only one on a hot lap at the moment. Getting followed by Rob, but he's definitely going into the pits. Let's see if he can improve on his current time. He did a 1:12.4. What can he do in the McLaren? He's going into the pits, so he's aborting his lap. And Wyman, what is he doing in the Mercedes? Connor, in the teammate of Rigby, didn't set a lap at the moment. Let's have a look. Charlie losing 3/10, so he needs to have a good sector 3. Is he going to improve? No, he's losing 6/10. Wyman into P10. Great time for Wyman. Let's see what Jaggy can do. The debutant of this week. Oh, picked up a lot of grass there, but I don't think he's improving. No, losing 3/10. And Fingerhook, what can he do? No, he's already losing 5/10 in sector 2. He might 7/10. Tom H is already 3/10 up now. I'm not sure, but both Mercedes drivers, I think, are just going. Charlie's in the pits. And Ivesk, what can you do, Ivesk? Can you improve your time? Come on. You can do this. And Ivesk still going, but not improving, losing 8/10. And Bottle is 8/10 up now. So what can Bottle do? And improved by 8/10, but still stays in P13 at the moment. What can Alice do? Needs a good sector 3. Improved, but just a small margin. And Tom H improved, but not enough. It's not enough. And Ruro goes now 3rd fastest, and that will make it a 2nd row for Red Bull at the moment. Great time from Ruro. And Connor isn't going out, or he might just gamble for a 1 lap, only 1 lap. With Ari Gustavo really happy with his lap, so is he going for another run? That's going to be the question here. Rob is, I think, the first one to improve or not. He's losing 2/10 in the first sector. He needs a good sector 2 and sector 3 now to push himself into the top 3. And is Rob improving or not? Yes, he is. He puts himself, what a great sector 3 with a purple one. A great sector 3 there from Rob. Losing time in sector 1 and sector 2 and winning time in sector 3, which well puts him in P3 now. Well, I don't think he has enough time to set another lap. Let's have a look at Mr. Silence. He's the next one to cross the line now. It's an important sector. Let's have a look if Mr. Silence can put himself back. He is improving, but just a small margin again. Oh, and Rigby is in the gravel. Rigby left the session. He made a small mistake there. And let's have a look. Oh, and we have Mr. Silence into the gravel. Let's have a look at Fingerhook. What can he do? Can he put himself on provisional pole position in the AlphaTauri? No. But I don't. Is he going for another lap? Yeah, I think he is. And let's have a look at Chardy, the Mercedes driver, who won last weekend, and he's not improving. And Dapakwe, what can he do in the Renault? Not improving. Not many improvements of the drivers on their last lap. And oh, it's really impressive stuff from Ari Gustavo, who is, I think, on pole position. If Fingerhook doesn't have a good sector 3 here, losing a lot of time. No, almost no ERS left. So that will be probably hurting him, and it's not enough. So Ari Gustavo is going to take pole position here. And let's see what Chardy can do. Is Chardy on a mission? Did he set a good lap now? I'm not sure if he's improving. No, he's not improving as well. So we only have Dapakwe on the circuit who is improving. But is it enough? Oh, what a good time from Dapakwe. We'll put him in P3. A good lap from Dapakwe. And we have Ari Gustavo on pole position. The Ferrari driver with Fingerhook in P2. Dapakwe, great lap from him, the last one. In P3, Rob P4, Ruo P5, Mr. Silence P6, Tom 7, Rigby 8, Alice 9, Wyman 10, Charlie 11, New Squidis in P12, Ivesk P13, Bolo P14, the debutant Wee Jaggy in P15, and Connor, who hasn't managed to go outside, he is in P16. So really looking forward to this race with Ari Gustavo on pole position. And I'm going to ask you, what are your predictions for today? Because we have Ari Gustavo on pole position. We have, I think, yeah, yeah. Who do you think is going to win? I think it's really going to be a hard one because some drivers have a really good race pace, and I'm also not counting out Fingerhook because Fingerhook is showing some great improvements throughout the season. So I'm going for Fingerhook for the win today. Oh, talking about the strategies, I think most of the drivers, the top 10 is going on the softs. Well, Chardy is going for a different strategy and going for the mediums, so I think he's going for medium hard strategy. Well, it depends. It all depends on the safety car. That's going to be a very interesting one because I think the soft hard strategy might be the fastest if you don't have any safety cars. But I'm not sure. Chardy's strategy with a medium hard strategy might also be a good one. So let's see. Also, Connor is going for the mediums. Well, information lab, it's a short one, so warming up your tires is really important. And Red Bull is aiming for some good points this weekend. Well, Rigby is definitely on a mission as well, starting in P8. He definitely want to try to make up some positions. Well, it's a tight corner, not really, it's a difficult track to overtake. But as we've seen in GP2 yesterday, there are possibilities when you have a great traction out of the corners. So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights and off we go. And we have Eric Gustavo with a great start in front of Fingerhook. It's Ari Gustavo managing a great start. Well, Fingerhook and the Parkway really close racing. And the Parkway is going into, and there's a spin between Fingerhook and Ruo the boat. Well, both Alfa Romeos in P2 and P3, I think. No P3 and P4. Let's have a look. Rigby had a great start as well. P5, I believe, on the grid now. Well, we have two yellows. Sector 1, Sector 2. And it's Ari Gustavo leading in front of Dapakwe with Tom H. and Rob in P3 and P4. Ellis had a great start as well. Let's see the positions winning. Charlie with a great start on the mediums. He's definitely aiming for some good points today. And I think there was a crash between Fingerhook and Ruo the boat at the beginning. With Bottle also lost his front wing. I'm not sure if that's right. I don't think DRS is enabled already. Ivesk also lost his front wing. And Ari Gustavo already managed a 1.6 second gap to Dapakwe. Rob and Tom, both Alfa Romeo teammates. And Mr. Silence has pitted. Oh, and both Alpha Towers are really close now. With Rob really close behind on Tom. Will there be coming team orders? That's the question. Well, Charlie is cruising on the mediums. He should be losing a lot of grip level at the beginning of this race. Oh, and we have another yellow in sector 3. And I think it's Alice in the wall. It's Alice, the other Ferrari driver's in the wall. Okay, let's have a look at the current tires. Alice going for the hards, Mr. Silence going for a 2-stop. So he's definitely going for the soft medium strategy, I think. And Ivesk is also pitting. With Ari already 2.3 seconds ahead of Dapakwe. While Tom H is closing the gap on Dapakwe. And Rob is really close on Tom. And is Rob going for the move? Is Rob going for the move? Rob dives into the inside, and what a great move from Rob there. A great battle between both Alfa Romeo drivers. Well, Rigby is now on Charlie still. So a good exit here is really important. No penalties just yet. Oh, and we have an overtake from Ruo on... Oh, that was a bit of a crazy move. But Ruo is back in P10. Ruo, does he have damage of the collision with Fingerhook? No, I don't think he has. And the same goes for Fingerhook. Oh, and we have another. Well, the closest battle on track is now between Rigby, Fingerhook, Ruo and Connor. And Rigby closing the gap on Charlie. DRS is enabled, so Rigby needs a good exit out of the last turn. And with ERS and DRS enabled now. Is he going for the move on Charlie? What can Rigby do? Is he going for the move? Yes, he is going for the move. And he dives it on the inside with Charlie next to him. And close racing by them. But Charlie is still in front. Small mistake from Rigby there on the exit. And the teammate of Charlie, Wyman, is now closing the gap on Rigby. Great defensive move from Charlie. Well, Fingerhook, there's a close racing. Ruo and Fingerhook both past Connor. Sorry I missed that. And Fingerhook now really close on Ruo. Definitely trying to take him again because they had a spin at the beginning of this race. Well, Rigby is still really close. Oh, small corner cutting there. I think he got a warning for that. Let's see how close Rigby is. Yes, he's really close now. Yes, and what can Rigby do? Rob with the fastest lap now. Closing the gap on the Parkway. And let's head back to Rigby. Is it enough to make a move on Charlie? No, it's not enough. close racing by them, but still clean and fair. And let's have a look. Ruo really close now on New Squidis. A lot of battles on track. Oh, and Ruo almost lost it. With Fingerhook now really closing on him. And oh, side by side guys. Watch out please. Oh, Wyman really close now on Rigby. Within 3/10. Oh, missed. Let's stay with this battle for now. Ruo locking up his tires. Still no penalties, so that's a great job from all the drivers. Let's have a look at Rigby going again on for the main straight. And the Parkway is now setting the fastest lap. It's a bit of a ding-dong game. Rob sets the fastest laps, then the Parkway. I think Eric Gustavus is losing a little bit of tire wear. And Rigby now next to Charlie. Can he make it stick? They're side by side. Oh guys, keep it clean please. Great racing by the two guys here. And Rigby on the outside, having better traction. Oh Rigby, that's not gonna help you. Rigby on the grass. And another overtake. And Ruo lost it. Oh, and he left the session. So, not sure what happened to him, but with Finger and Hook now really closing up the gap on New Squidis. Finger Hook definitely want to try to make back some positions because he lost it at the start. And Fingerhook has the pace to be on the podium today, so well, Charlie, Rigby and Wyman is closing the gap also on Rigby now. So it's going to be a three-way fight for P5. Well, Rob is now within DRS range of the Parkway for P2. What can Rob do? Dutch driver. Charlie also a Dutch driver with the Parkway, a Belgian driver. Really interesting what they can do. Ruo is in the pits, changing his front wing and going for fresh soft. So he's definitely going for a two-stop strategy here. Well, the Parkway is closing the gap on with us setting a purple sector 2. And Rigby is now losing time on Charlie, so his tires might be losing a lot of grip. And Fingerhook still behind New Squidis. And really big compliments to all the drivers who haven't got a single penalty. Oh, and a small touch on the back of New Squidis. Let's have a look at the current tires. 8 laps old softs. From my last practice session they were. And the first penalty is for Wyman. I think the most drivers are going to pit in lap 11. Because that's what Jeff's saying. Rigby is now again closing in. Wyman lost a lot of time, so he definitely made a mistake. Well, the closest fight is Fingerhook now. With New Squidis closing in on Wyman. Does Wyman have any damage? Let's have a look. New Squidis having a good exit out of the last turn. Is it enough? With ERS not enabled, but DRS is. Can he go for a late dive? No, it's not enough. With Wyman going a little bit wide, so he might have damage. And Rigby is in the pits, switching to mediums. Oh, Ivesk is really close now on Ruro, and Ruro is disconnected, I think. Well, the Bakwa is already closing the gap now on Ari Gustavo. With 1.4 now. And Rob lost 4 seconds. With Tom losing 5.7 seconds. Well, Newsquidis is now on the back of Wyman. Let's see if it's enough. No, it's not enough. Well, Fingerhook. Oh, there's a small touch there. And Fingerhook, it's not his lucky race so far. Well, Eric Gustavo spinning for fresh softs. So, interesting strategy from Eric Gustavo. Definitely trying to push and push. Because he's on a 2-stop strategy. So I'm really curious what all the other drivers at the front will do. And we have gaps now. Oh, Wyman is pitting for hard, so Wyman is going for a 1-stop. Oh, let's have a look at the front. The Paco is still continuing to improve every lap, because he just won a lot of time on Rob on the last lap. So Rob might have lost his front wing. So Rob made a small mistake, but going to the hard. So he's also going for a 1-stop. So I'm definitely really curious what this will do to Ari Gustavo, who's on a 2-stop strategy. Already within 1 second now of Tom H. Well, Rigby moving back to P8. Well, let's have a look. Eric Gustavo battling it out with Tom. Better traction with fresh tires. Eric Gustavo. And on the outside goes Eric Gustavo. A little bit of wheel banging there. But a great move from Eric Gustavo, who has better traction. And he goes to P2 again. And Dapaco is in the pits. What is he going to do? I see hard tires. So Dapaco is aiming for a 1-stop strategy. I think the race win will be between the Paco and Eric Gustavo. They seem to be on another level at Zandvoort. Tom H is spinning also on the hards. Well, Rigby, is he able to get Tom H? No, he isn't. Newsquid is also going for 1-stop. So a few different strategies here. I'm definitely very curious what the strategy of Ari Gustavo will be at the end. Well, Charlie is still on his mediums he started on. Let's have a look. Fingerhook now really close on Wyman. Both on the hard tires, so they both made a stop. A small touch. And Ari Gustavo sets the fastest lap of 1:13.4. Well, Jaggy is picking up a penalty. And our closest gap is now between Fingerhook and Wyman. Let's have a look. Wyman goes a bit wide there, but I think this is enough for Fingerhook to pass Wyman, and yes, he does. A good move, and Wyman goes on the outside, but is it enough? No, it isn't. Well, Mr. Silence is now really close on New Squid is in the Red Bull on 11 lap old mediums. Well, New Squid is on new hards. Oh, and we have a yellow in sector 3. Woo. I think it's Wee Jaggy who lost it. Oh yeah, Wee Jaggy lost it. And he lost his front wing. So he needs to go in the pits. It's not a really good debut from Wee Jaggy. Well, let's head back to Mr. Silence and New Squidis. Well, Rob is really closing the gap now on Chardy, winning I think 3 seconds in 2 laps. Let's have a look at Mr. Silence. A good exit is really important now, but I think he has a good overspeed here with Mr. Silence pulling up. DRS and ERS enabled. Is it enough? It is enough, and he makes it stick. Well, New Squidis is going back on the outside. Is he going to make it stick? A side by side battle, but New Squidis decided to let him go. Butter overtaking Ruro, and Ruro, I'm not sure what happened to him, but well, Rob is now within the DRS range of Chardy for P3, the last podium spot. Yes, we know Chardy needs to pit yet. And is Rob going in for the inside? Yes, he is. But is Chardy going to make the switchback move? No, it's not enough. Oh, Eric Gustavo is pushing all the way to manage a gap between himself and Dapakwe. Oh, Rigby now really close on his teammate. Well, Mr. Silence is also really quick and closing the gap on Wyman. Wyman goes wide there. Let's have a look at Rigby on the fresher tire. So we have Mr. Silence really quickly closing the gap on Wyman. Let's see if he can make a move here. No, he's waiting. That's a smart move from Mr. Silence. And Eric Gustavo is pushing on the softs and gaining a lot of pace on the pathway, but can Mr. Silence go for a move? It's really close racing by them. And Mr. Silence go P9. A good move on older tires, but still faster than Wyman at this stage. Well, Connor is going for soft, so he's going for a medium soft strategy. And sector 2 have a yellow. A close one. Well, Rigby is losing some time on Tom. Well, Fingerhook is closing the gap on Rigby now. And we have a few, oh, it's Wyman going wide again. And is Ruro back in the game? Not sure, but We have a few drivers who are... And Charlie is in the pits. And Charlie is pitting for the hards. So he's definitely going till the end now. Oh, and New Squid is overtaking Wyman. Wyman is having issues and also losing a right front wing. Well, Mr. Silence is still closing the gap on Charlie, I think. He's on old medium, so he has to pit. Let's have a look at the penalties at the moment. Rob has a 3-second time penalty. So, Wyman has a 3-second time penalty and Jackie has a 3-second time penalty. So penalties are not a big issue here. So they're good to manage. The track limits are good to manage here. It's good to see. We're looking at the current winning positions. We have Tom H winning 3 positions. Charlie doing the best job out here. Within the top 10 winning 4 positions and Connor winning 5 positions, but he's on fresh softs. And now really close on Wyman now. Well, Wyman is going a bit wide with, well, Ball is catching a penalty. And this is Connor having a better traction. Have a look at this battle. Oh, and there goes Connor. Wyman really struggling on this track. Well, doing a switchback move. On the inside goes Wyman. But there's a small touch. And Wyman is in the wall. Wyman is in the wall. It's a unfortunate day for Wyman. He is having some bad luck. Well, we also have a yellow in sector 1, but... And we have Fingerhook really close now on Rigby. Is he going for the move? No, he isn't. For P5 is this. He's on fresher tires. Well, Rigby's on 9-lap old mediums. And we have Noob Squidis. And Mr. Silence is pitting. And let's head back to the battle between Rigby and Fingerhook. Close battle on track. Oh, Rigby picking up a little bit of grass there. Well, we have Rob really close now. The Packway made a mistake. So Rob is all over him now. And it's the battle for P2. And the Packway is in the pits. Going into the pits, the Packway made a mistake and he's in the pits now. So Rob is going to take over P2. Well, Fingerhook and Rigby is another battle on track. Let's have a look if this is enough for Fingerhook. So the only place to overtake it is within turn 1, I think. Well, Rigby is still on the inside. Oh, and what a great battle between Fingerhook. Just waited for the move there because he knew Rigby would go full pull in that corner. Well, the Packway is now behind Charlie. But can he make himself... Can he make this mediums work? That's the question. He has to drive 15 laps on it. Well, the Packway is all over Charlie now. Having better traction out of the corner. Great job from the Packway. Side by side with Charlie. And Charlie's still there. Great defensive move by Charlie. because every position counts. And well, we have Fingerhook going for another move on Rigby, having a purple sector 3. A great move from Fingerhook now. Oh, really close racing. Good job from Fingerhook, who has taken back his P4. He started on P2, so he still lost 2 positions. I think Rigby still needs to pit. But the Packway is still all over Chardy now. And we're having a great race so far in F4 today. And the Packway goes a little bit wide on the apex. And Eric Gustavo, the leader of this race, is pitting for fresh medium tires. So I think that will be really close. It's enough. Eric Gustavo is going to win this race. With even managing a gap of 2.2 seconds in front of Rob. O'Connor is now on the back of Noob Squidis on fresh soft tires. Oh, and Connor picks up a penalty. Still having a great race so far. And the Packway still behind Chardy. Chardy is not someone easy to pass. So the Packway really needs a good exit to have a chance of overtaking him. But he's on the better tire, so let's see if that Packway can have a better exit. No, it's still not enough. Let's see, this is the closest gap at the moment. Oh, and we have Ivesk overtaking Wyman. And Wyman really struggling with this broken front wing. With Ivesk now moving himself up to P11. But Ivesk really needs to pit sooner or late. Because 19 lap old mediums. He is not going to stretch that till the end. Well, the Packway is now really close on Chardy. But he still doesn't. He still didn't make the move. Oh, you have Connor also really close now on Noob Squidis. Let's head back to the Packway. And Chardy. And Eric Gustavo sets the fastest lap. And the Packway is going side by side with Chardy now. A late braking move great move from the Packway. Good job from the Packway, which promotes him to P6. Good job. Well, Connor is really close to Noob Squidis right now. Goes a bit wide. Well, Mr. Silence have pitted for fresh mediums. So he definitely is on the mission right now. Oh, and we have a yellow in sector 3. Wee Jackie, weaving. Well, let's head back to the battle for P8 with Noob Squidis, Connor and Mr. Silence. and that's a great exit from Mr. Silence. Can he make a move? Can he goes for the inside? Yes, he goes. Mr. Silence going for a late move on the outside of... Oh, and we have someone into the gravel. But it's not enough. Well, Rigby is pitting. He's going for fresh softs. Well, that promotes the Parkway back to P5 and Charlie in P6. But is it enough for Rigby to stay ahead of Noob Squidders? Yes, it is. Rigby stays P7. Well, Mr. Silence did a great move on Connor and is in P9 now. And Connor also needs to pit because he won't make this soft last another 10 laps. Oh, Mr. Silence is closing the gap now on Noob Squidders. Mr. Silence having a great race so far. Well, having a bit of bad luck at the beginning, but he is making his way through the field again. So he's showing some excellent pace around Zandvoort. I think this is the closest battle at the moment, and we have a yellow in sector 2. Well, it's Ivesk. Oh yes, Ivesk had his tire, as I said before, his tire blew, so he has a puncture on his left front. So that's unfortunate for Ivesk, but it will make him learn to just go into the pits and just don't drive and wait till your tire is going to blow up. And Mr. Silence did a move on Noob Squidders. That's an unfortunate place for Noob Squidders to get overtaken. But a great move again from Mr. Silence that will move him up to P8. And now he has a 5.5 gap, second gap to Rigby. Fingerhook is closing the gap now on Tom H. Only within 3 seconds now, and we still have 8-9 laps to go. So can he close the gap to Tom and grab his podium, his well-earned podium, to be honest, because that comeback from Fingerhook is amazing. And Connor is pitting for another set of softs. And we have a lot of gaps now. No close racing, but let's have a look. We didn't see him a lot this race, but Eric Gustavo still didn't make any mistake, and he's showing some confidence to get this win. And I think we can call Eric Gustavo one of our championship contenders in F4, especially with Vico not attending the last of the upcoming two races, the two races with this one included. Oh, and we have a yellow in sector 1. Oh, and we had that Parkway spinning, and the Parkway spun and lost his front wing, and the Parkway is still making some mistakes, and that's unfortunate for him because he has the pace, and he's losing a lot of time now on Rigby. So let's see how fast Rigby can overtake that Parkway. If he's going, is he going into the pits to change his front wing again? Because he will lose a lot of time now. Well, the gap between Fingerhook and Tom is now 2.4. So he is closing the gap, but not fast enough. Well, Rob is also doing a great job, staying within 5 seconds on Ari. But Ari's on fresh medium, so that gap will be coming even bigger. Well, Rigby's now within DRS range of Dapakwe. Dapakwe is struggling. Well, Rigby is on a mission right now. He knows Dapakwe is struggling and he knows something is wrong, so on his fresh soft tires he's definitely going for the overtake really soon. So let's have a look if Rigby can have a good exit here. He has a lot of ERS left, so that's great managing from Rigby here, and I don't think this will be any problem. Got the inside. Well, he got the move done. Great move from Rigby, and it promotes him to P6 now. Well, Fingerhook is now really close on Tom H. So that will be a great battle for the last podium spot, if he can manage to close the gap even more. And Rob, his penalty won't hurt him at all. So we have, I think if there are not coming any mistakes, we have a dominant winner today. But a last battle, a few lap battle between the last podium spot between Fingerhook and Tom H. That's going to be very interesting at the end. But because he is now within the DRS range of Tom, so a podium place is on the game now. So Tom has to defend hard, and he knows that. He's now outside the DRS range of Tom, so he needs to make the gap closer to attack Tom with 4 laps to go. Closing. Fingerhook is calculating his way to the podium now. He's saving some great ERS, so he will definitely need that at the end. But now the exit of that corner is giving Fingerhook struggles to close the gap on Tom. Sadly we don't have any other battles on track, so I will stay with Fingerhook. And let's see if he can fight his way back to the podium. This chicane, he needs to get a better exit here to keep the DRS, and he has, with only 0.6 seconds. He's closing the gap now on Tom, and he has 2 laps to go to fight for his podium. It's not enough, and does he go for the late night move? No, he isn't. But the racing is really close now. The battle is on between Fingerhook and Tom for the last podium spot on Zandvoort. Oh, we have Mr. Silence, by the way. Is he going for a move on the backway? And we have a yellow in sector 1. Rigby who spun. Oh, that's unfortunate for Rigby. Hopefully he didn't lose any front wing. No, he didn't. Oh, he's throwing away P6. But let's head back to Tom and Fingerhook. Oh, and Tom will be definitely happy about the front runner in front of him, because he's going to pick up DRS from him. Tom definitely will be happy about this, and the last lap is in now. Well, Mr. Silence is really close now on the backway. Oh, and we have a yellow in sector 2. And Fingerhook now really closing up. And let's have a look at Mr. Silence. It's going to be a battle between the Packway and Mr. Silence at the end of this race. And Mr. Silence taking the outside line, while the Packway is side by side with him. Mr. Silence making it stick. Oh, a little bit of wheel banging. A great move from Mr. Silence. And Fingerhook, is it enough? Oh, and he is gutted for this, because Eric Gustavo wins in Zandvoort with Rob going for P2, and Tom H, without any penalties, is taking the last podium spot again, with Tom H showing some great consistency. Another podium for Tom. Well, Fingerhook crosses the line in 4th. Chardy will be 5th. Well, Mr. Silence will be in 6th, and the Packway in 7th. Chardy P5. And Mr. Silence finishes in P6 with the Packway in Rigby with that unfortunate mistake at the end. The last lap he made a mistake, or the last lap he made a mistake, which costed him P6. Noofsquid is P9, and Connor finished grabbing the last points in P10. So it was a great race to commentate, with a lot of battles on track. And congrats to Eric Gustavo. And I'm definitely curious, who is your driver of the day? I'm going to give it to Fingerhook, because I think Fingerhook had a great recovery, and finishing P6 with almost having a podium. Yeah, that's some great stuff from Fingerhook, to be honest. So my driver of the day award goes to Fingerhook. Well, the final standings with Eric Gustavo in first, Rob second, Tom third, Finger fourth, Charlie fifth, Mr. Silence 6, Dapakwe 7, Rigby 8, Noosquidis 9, Connor in 10, Ivesk, Wyman, Ellis, Bodo, Ruo and Weejaggy are finishing outside the points. Well, in 45 minutes we have F2 and F3, so stay tuned, and at 19 hours, so that means 7 o'clock GMT, we have the F1 series, so make sure you tune in and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.